good sign for bearishness because you're not able to find that new buyers. But this can be a longer trap than we anticipate. I think they can push this higher and then trap, but let's see how they behave, right? As of right now, December, we are shifting in the months, but this value here, I don't know if you guys recall when we were this value here. I don't know if you guys recall when we were this value here. I don't know if you guys recall when we were. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I was hearing YouTube somehow, or hearing myself.
I heard it too.
Okay. So if you're not able to accept here, we can go down. But February value is not healthy because it's narrow. When you have other time frame participation, that means that they're looking for price to explore higher or lower, right? Right now we are above the value and we got to monitor the volume. And let's say if we lose this level, which happens to be 3-month SIG1 and also developing value area high, we could definitely speed up more downside if they're not able to hold this on the monthly level. Okay, so far so good. I would say a lot of it that you're gonna need for this week is on your weekly levels. And you guys will hopefully spot this quickly. All right, here's your weekly levels. What do you guys see?
Looks like a bracket.
I mean, obviously a bracket, but then, you have, if you guys look at this here on a weekly time frame, what do we have here? Let me go on 65 minutes for a
A
second.
double distribution.
Yeah, double distribution.
Okay. And what about the last 3 weeks? How's the value areas between this one, and this one?
Overlapping.
It's
Yeah, it's like
basically
just stuck in a range.
3-week range, perfect, almost 3-week range, right? And you see here again, if you lose that level, there's a high chance intermediate level would be 642 that I would watch for, somewhere around here. And then you see here before, I don't know if you guys remember when we are going up here, when we gapped, we were aware of these value area highs along with the single prints from December 18th, right? So now, if you guys look, all of these values shifted, right? The values that were here once, they shifted higher and they compressed. So if you're not able to hold this, guys, they're not going to stop here. They might catch a little bounce here, right? Just to make sure. But this is the value now, the 105 to 5943. That's the big value that they're exploring. And then on the current weekly profile, there's a lot of stuff that you guys should be aware of. But there's one really big one for Tuesday. What is that?
There's single prints in the middle. Well, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's correct. This is a beautiful separation of value, right? So she's talking about the single prints kind of in here, right? So we are separating the value between the top, right? And Friday we close somewhere really high in the distribution here. But I would definitely mark up these levels, right? Which happens to be these single prints here, probably like 13, are also value area high. So I would definitely watch this one here, and then this one here, and I would say this is your bottom. It's pretty important. And then if you mark this one, I would just say. So now think about it. What is market telling you if you lose this 113.75? If this is our one distribution where prices so far accepted because we closed there Friday, what is market telling you if you lose this?
They couldn't find buyers up there?
Yeah, there's no buyers. We don't have net new blood. Maybe it was short cover rally because, a lot of people were probably in the wrong spot at the wrong time here. It was crowded low, and then they got the short cover rally here. They came back, lots of shorts piled in, another one, and so on. So if this fails here, one, single prints acceptance of value would be right there, right, with the single prints on the weekly. The second piece is that also value area high, which sets up the weekly 80% rule to here, right? So you have a little bit of reasons to be short below the 1375. And if you look here, right, I'm pretty sure that, the 3-week SIG is going to be around here, 101 or so. So this 101 to 113 might be a little choppy in terms of price action, but if they lose this 3-month SIG, probably a high chance that we're just going to flush and probably go all the way to the bottom of the SIGs. Make sure I mark that one. Does that make sense? On the weekly, this is really, really big for bulls to hold. They want to hold this 13. So your first instinct could be a long if we come here, right? If they give us an opportunity to test that and go long, that might be a nice long here, guys. Because if we can get some new blood here on Tuesday, there's probably a high chance that we hit all-time highs if we hold this right here. That would mean acceptance of higher prices besides the single prints, right? Because if they come here and defend, that means we're no longer looking for value here, correct? That would be really, really bullish, guys. I would not want to short that train until they really start framing down on daily. Speaking of dailies, if you guys open them up, here's your dailies, right? So here's your Friday. Let me make sure I didn't. So here's your Friday. What is Friday telling you? So Thursday, right, we had that massive buying. Let me just lower that. Something like this, and we'll get into details. We had the massive buying, right, at the open, right, above the value area high prior day, and they just exploded. And then Friday, everybody expected fireworks, and what did they do?
Nothing.
Range, short term.
They did something, but we have to identify that something is bullish or bearish. What is it that they did?
Distribution above the single prints from Thursday, higher distribution.
That's correct, yeah. So they did what they did, guys. If you think about this, this is our bottom node. There's the single prints, and there's 3 TPOs at the top. Therefore, them closing at the top is accepting prices higher. If we didn't, what would the market done Friday? What should we have seen?
Sell off.
We should have been eating these single prints for breakfast, right? As we came up there, we should have been coming back, but we didn't do that, right? And they closed. The only thing that's somewhat bearish here is, we do have access high that's up there. If this volume shifted down and we had a B profile, well, that would have been a different story, right? But we don't. And what about open and a close?
They're the same, open and close, pretty much.
We closed lower than we opened, and we closed above the previous day close. So what can you make out of that? One, you accepted the distribution. It's indecision. They're just consolidating at higher prices. I wish they would have closed above the POC, right? But they didn't, right? That would have been neutral bullish day in a consolidation, and that would probably mean gap up. But having a neutral bearish day here, right, at the top, it's kind of contradicting, but I'm gonna go with the trend and say that they're just accepting prices higher at the moment, right? We are above the key range that we had, right? 113 to the 101 level. Us being above that, that's huge. And it's important for them to obviously hold this single prints, but also that level here, if lost, as I mentioned, opens up the doors, and that would be the bearish sign. As of right now, on daily, you can't say anything is bearish. When you look at the price action right now, let me just shift this. What is bearish here? You have nice single prints here. You have single prints here. You're consolidating with B. A little bit of excess, but this is not a liquidation. A lot of people can confuse this for liquidation. If it was a liquidation, it would have been what type of day?
A P, lowercase b.
Lowercase b and a liquidation. It would have been a trend day to the downside if we liquidated from here, and we didn't. So I would say if you're trading tomorrow, watch for the retest of these single prints if they give you any opportunity there. And then look for longs, right, to drive this probably to 65-ish. Okay. Any questions on ES? Does it make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. Thanks.
Okay. For all the druggies, let's take a look at NQ. Oh, NQ's profile is a little bit different than ES. Do you guys see it?
Yeah, it looks more like the D shape.
It's D-shaped, but they closed way above the value. Okay. They open here, they closed at the highs, opposite of kind of what ES did. Let me make sure this is weekly. Yeah. Wow. That's a lot of range for 1 week. I haven't seen this in a very long time. Let me just increase this a little bit. Get it to just be perfect. Okay, so we're coming back to the crime scene here as well. We're trying to get back the acceptance above this range. So if we can stay above, okay, they're above it. I guess we closed above it. If we lose this level tomorrow, I would be really careful longing this. The value is all the way down. So tomorrow, right, and the next week coming up, what do you want to see in value? So if we close the value of last week here, what do you want to see when we open? We want to see them build this here. We want to see them build it above it, and then ultimately then run for the all-time highs here on NQ. But NQ can be the reason that we sell off from here. This is their first time coming into this since they got sold off, right? I mean, massive sell-off from there, here, and now a recovery, and you're back to this scene here. So I'll be very careful on this 187.75 level. Really, really important level. Check the monthly. Oh yeah, this can backfire real fast if they don't hold that level 187. Yeah, that'll be big tomorrow. And then let me just check this. Yeah, they're approaching the last HVN that we have. It should be somewhere around here. This is the only piece left that can do some defense for the Bears. Is right here. Yeah, I think if they come up here, it might be a first rejection, but really it's 187 for you guys to turn bearish on this. I wouldn't touch it till then on the short side. They got to give us a reason. We got to see some sellers show up next week in order to short this. Man, look at the weekly profile. Slight overlap. If it was a breakout, what should we have seen here? Ideally, we should have not spent a lot of time inside the value, but rejected it quickly and spent value here, right? Time. And I don't think we did that. So it's going to be a quick slam dunk back to here, or they're going to break this and go higher upcoming week. And I don't know if you have news or not, but not the spot to be long, rather manage your longs at this spot. Don't add to your longs. Okay. Alright guys, well, hopefully you guys had a good session. If you have questions, shoot them in the Discord or ask me directly. Had a couple of 101s with some of you guys today, I think total of 4. Hopefully you guys are getting there. Some of the folks that I had 101s actually are very close, right? It's the minuscule things that are preventing, and then at the end I would say a lot of you guys fail because you're not able to manage your emotions and your greediness, right? From a human perspective, they always want more. You make $400 and then you want more, and then you end up walking away red. You know, take the $400, put it in the bank, and then come back the next day, another $400 till you get more comfortable and you see the same pattern that makes money. That percentage will eventually go up, right? as your liquidity and your account size goes up, then instead of maybe 1 ES, maybe you grab 2 ES. Instead of 400, now it's 800. But let the confidence and repetition of you doing the same thing over and over come first. A lot of you guys, you get in a mode where you want to compete with others instead of competing with yourself, whether it's profits or learning. Everybody's different. You guys are not going to learn this at the same time. Some people might click in a month. Some people might click in 6, 12, a year or more, right? To actually become profitable. So stay humble, right? And don't let them humble you. So understand, next weekend we can have a class on volume profile and market profile. But for you guys, it's important to be not buying on the opposite side. Opposite side means if the price is at extreme highs, don't be looking for buying. Even though it looks like a great opportunity, I promise you they're not buying. Most of the time, there will be initiative buyers that show up. But a 3-month bracket, I would just be cautious that if they fail back inside that bracket, that it can be pretty bloody for everyone. So, and usually seasonally, the second half of February, it's pretty bad. I'm not trying to give you a bearish bias, but I'm just giving you a warning on how to approach this. And I would honestly size down a lot. A lot of you guys want to make quick dollars. Instead, size down and let it play out. Let your idea that you have, I'm a short at this level and play to this level, but give it room to breathe, right? Give it opportunity to get there, right? It's like you're teaching your kid to ride a bike, and as soon as they start, you take them off the bike because they might fall. Eventually, that kid's never going to ride the bike. You got to let them fail. You got to let them get up. And same with you guys. You got to let the trades run. You got to let them fail. And then you're going to manage and learn what they're doing to you. Well, I took it here. They stopped me out. What did I miss, right? And that's when you're going to start growing and realizing what you're failing at. So proud of some of you guys that had the 101s today. It was good to hear where you're failing and what you're missing. And with some of you, we're going to have the 101 notes where every day I take your notes and I look what you're thinking, how you're going to play it, and then I respond to you. It's good. I would check this, and I'm not going to feed you, right, the information. I'm going to make you look for it. So you guys have that option, right, to meet with me one-on-one. So I would definitely use it. I don't charge you guys, as you guys know that. It's just my time that I have to find between kids and family, and I offer that to people that are serious. And there's some of you that I meet pretty much every month. I meet with you. So don't be shy to ask for help. That's the best thing you can do in this, I would say, job that we have.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you. See you guys tomorrow. I'll hop on. I probably won't trade heavily or at all. And then Tuesday, definitely we'll be on and trading.
Thanks, Shorty.
Thank
All right, see you
you.
guys.